Hello guys, welcome to Tech Design. I hope you enjoyed my move command tutorials. I think it will be a very long videos of 4 parts. If you have not seen my videos, please go and check it in my channel. It will be useful when you are trying to understand what is difference between move command and assembly command. So please go and check out the videos on move command. So in this video I'm going to show you how the assembly constraint works and what is actually the assembly constraint. So let us go and open the same component which I explained used in the move command. So if you are trying to if you are completely bored with this model, just inform me in the comment section so that I will explain the commands in some other component as well. Okay, so here is the assembly window. If this assembly is not active, just right click on this and you can activate here. If this is deactivated, you cannot able to see the assembly here. So just go here and click on assembly. So before going into assembly constraint, you need to understand what is the degrees of freedom and how it works. So in order to make it constraint, what are the degrees of freedom you need to restrict. So, for example, if you take in any of the model in any of the software, not only in Unigraphics, in any of the component, there will be in 6 degrees that are. And what are those degrees of freedom? So, the translation and rotation along z-axis and translation and rotation along x-axis, as well as the same translation and rotation along y-axis. So, all these 3 axes, there will be a translation and rotation which are nothing but a 6 degrees of freedom every component should have. So suppose for example, how to check those degrees of freedom in Unigraphics. So what I will do is I will select this body. You can see that body. I'll just switch off these bolts and cover. So what I will do is I will just click on this and you can see here the position. So this position also gives us the degrees of freedom that is having. So if it is completely white circle, then this is unconstrained, so nothing but it is having complete degrees of freedoms. So if it is completely black, then it is completely constrained and it is not having any degrees of freedoms. So this is the one way how we can check degrees of freedoms. Either you can, if this position column is not existing, just right click here and go to columns. You can see the position over here. If you switch off this, it will be gone, and if you want to make it switch on, just make it switch on. And if you want to move these columns, I think I already explained you it in the assembly tutorial, so please go and check it out how to customize these columns. Now we have is a body which is not constrained. This is the one way where we can check whether it is completely constrained or not. There is another way where you can just right click on this body and you can see here the show degrees of freedom. So as soon as you click here, here in the status bar it will show what is the degrees of freedom. So you can see here there are 6 degrees of freedoms that are existing. 3 is rotational and 3 are translation. Also there is an arrow marks shown on which along which axis it will be the degrees of freedom are active. So you can see the arrows, these arrows will not go even if you press escape. So what you have to do is just right click and click refresh, so these will be gone. So this is the another way on which you can able to find what is how the degrees of freedom works and how we can check the component whether it is having 6 degrees of freedom or 2 degrees of freedom, or it is completely restricted. So what I will do is when you are going to assembly constraint, you need to fix a single component before trying to do the assembly. So we have a cover here. So using this cover, what I will do is using this cover and bolt, I will try to explain some of these commands. You have here some constraints and parallel, perpendicularity, fix, some other commands are there. So what I will do is I will just make these two active and let us move these components somewhere else. Sorry guys, my system has become too slow. Okay, let us move this bolt as well. So as I said, you can either select the components from here or from the display. There are multiple ways where Unigraphics allows you to uh, select the components. So as you can see here, now these components are in air. There is no like contact between each components. So what I'll do is the first we have is around maybe touch, or I can see this touch align. So this is the one window where you need to activate enable the constraint. So I think it's better and it is recommended that you need to active all the constraints which are useful for us. So whatever the enabled constraints will be there here, so these will be appeared here. So as soon as you disable, those will not be available for you to constrain. So make sure that all these are selected. So we'll start one by one. I think it's better to explain fix before going to touch. So what I'll do is I'll just undo it. Okay, we have an assembly constraint here. So the fix is the very basic command. It will directly fix the component at that position. So it will not ask for any constraint, any other location or anything. Just select the fix and select the component and click OK. This component will be completely fixed at this place, and all the degrees of freedom will be rested. For example, if you want to check that, right click and go to show degrees of freedom. As you can see here, there are no degrees of freedom. This is nothing but a touch. So sorry, fix. So I'm not going to explain this again. Now we have is like a, for example, touch. So in touch command we have like a touch here. So we can select a face or else an curve here. So just go to select and face, and I'm going to select this face. Now as soon as you click, the both the faces will be touched each other. You can see here this face is touching to this face, but this is not completely aligned. In order to align it, we need to give some other some other constraint as well. So what I will do is I'll just click OK. Now you can see here, this is partially constrained. Partially constrained is nothing but there are some constraint existing and there are some degrees of freedom active. In order to check that, right click and show degrees of freedom. As you can see here, there are one rotational and two translation uh, freedom are active. So you can see the arrows here. So as soon as you click escape, and now you can see along this there is a translation along this axis, the along y axis and along y x axis there is a translation, and as well as along this z axis there is a rotational. So other degrees of freedom are the restricted. Why? Because of this touch. So as soon as you give touch, so these two are touched and you cannot move this component along z axis. So that is why the z axis translation is restricted. So now as you can see here, this is a rotational. Now we can able to rotate it by by any degree. So for example, I will show you in the move command. So you can see here, this can be movable. It is rotatable along this z axis as the arrow shows, and as well as it is movable along this axis. You can see here, this is movable along this as well as this. Since we have given only touch, so this touch constraint will be remain constant, and other degrees of freedom will be still active. This is how the touch works, guys. I'm not showing you how to constrain everything. Before going to show you how that constrain everything, I'm just going to explain each and every command over here so that you will understand how those components will how those commands will work, and then we can constrain and show you how to make a constraints completely constrained. So now this is the touch, and we have another command here, align. So as soon as you give touch, these two faces will be touched each other, and align is nothing but it will align the two faces. For example, we have bolt here, and what I will do is I will just make align of this face, the bottom face of the bolt, and this face. So what happens, you can just check it. Now I'll go to align. So I'm going to select this face. And we have a face, or any face you can select, but I'm going to select this. So you can see here the component is in the same way, but these two are aligned. This face is aligned to the given face. So we have selected this face, so it is completely aligned with this face. Align is nothing but it will align, there will be a zero distance between those two faces or those two curves. If you are selecting a curve, it is a curve, or if you are selecting a face, it is, there will not be any the distance along the axis. This is how the align works. It will not touch the faces. It will align the faces in the same position itself. So now we have is infer, center, or axis. This is just simple, guys. As the name suggests, an axis will be aligned. So for example, go to constraint, and we have to change it to infer or axis. So there is an axis here for every cylinder. So you need to select this axis and as well as this axis. So these axes will be aligned. As soon as click here, as you can see, these two are in. If you take a top view, you can see here two are aligned. This is how this center axis works, guys. So what I'll do is I'll just click OK. And if you want to check what is the degrees of the freedoms it is having, just right click here and check. See, you can see the one rotational and one translation is existing. Translation is along z-axis, and rotation is as well as in along z-axis. So how to completely constrain this, I will explain it after this. All the commands are finished. This is how this touch align works, guys. So in the next video, I'm going to explain 3 or 4 constraints. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button as well as share my videos. Thank you, guys.